A private plea from a world leader, a screen capture posted for millions to see. This is the unprecedented diplomacy now defining a global crisis. President Donald Trump has publicly released confidential messages from European leaders, revealing their deep anxiety over his persistent push to acquire Greenland. This act, just before key meetings at the World Economic Forum in Davos, Switzerland, has thrown transatlantic relations into a tailspin. But what do these leaked texts actually tell us about what happens next? The message from French President Emmanuel Macron cuts to the chase. He explicitly states he does not grasp the American strategy regarding the Arctic island. Yet, the tone remains one of a colleague attempting to manage a partner, addressing Trump as "my friend" and proposing a dinner to talk things through. In a separate exchange, NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte assures the president of his commitment to finding a diplomatic path forward on the Greenland issue. The public posting of these private appeals sets the stage for tense, face-to-face discussions between Trump and other leaders at Davos. The American position, however, appears unwavering. Trump and his advisors have framed their approach as one of calm necessity. "I don't think we should expect too much resistance," one official suggested, urging European counterparts to lower the temperature. The core argument from Washington is uncompromising. The United States must control Greenland, and the matter is not open for debate. "We have to have it. It needs to get done," has been the repeated message from the president. But is this a negotiation, or is it an ultimatum that Europe simply cannot accept? The response from Europe has been a mixture of diplomatic outreach and stark warning. Denmark, which handles Greenland's foreign and defense policy, has drawn a clear red line. The Danish Prime Minister has stated unequivocally that her nation will defend its territory. "If an invasion were to occur by American forces, it would constitute an act of war," she declared, acknowledging the imbalance in power but affirming the duty to protect their land and people. This isn't just about a remote island. European leaders describe this moment as a dark chapter and a fundamental test for the international order. This is about more than land. It's which rules will govern the world. So, why release these private messages now? Some analysts see it as a classic power play. By showing the respectful, even deferential tones of Macron and Rutte, Trump may be demonstrating to his domestic audience that world leaders still engage with him as the paramount authority. It reveals the delicate dance European capitals are performing, criticizing his policy in public while seeking private channels to de-escalate. As one European minister noted, leaders must now account for the fact that their private texts might become public, calling it part of the new diplomacy. The strategy is baffling to many observers. The push for Greenland is widely unpopular, even among segments of the president's own supporters. Critics argue it resembles strong-arm, real estate tactics applied to international statecraft, risking everything for a territorial acquisition. More concerning to some is the apparent absence of internal checks. Unlike during his first term, there seems to be fewer voices within the administration or his party attempting to moderate this course of action. With critical elections on the horizon, could this single issue trigger a dramatic political backlash? The fallout is already rippling far beyond diplomacy. Financial markets have reacted with severe anxiety. Major stock indices in the U.S. and Europe plunged as investors process the rising potential for a severe trade war and a fracture in the Western alliance. The head of the European Central Bank warned that the tariff threats are creating damaging uncertainty for businesses on both sides of the Atlantic, calling it a wake-up call for Europe to build more economic independence. European unity is being tested but is so far holding. An emergency summit in Brussels has been called to coordinate a response. There is talk of deploying the EU's anti-coercion instrument, a powerful trade tool, and of reducing European investments in U.S. debt as a form of leverage. The message from Brussels is that any response will be unflinching, united, and proportional. Will economic retaliation be enough to change the calculus in Washington? As leaders converge in Davos, the script for their interactions is being written in real time. Macron has used the forum to deliver a thinly veiled critique, warning against a world where international law is trampled underfoot and imperial ambitions resurface. For America's allies, the stakes could not be higher. The Prime Minister of Greenland framed it succinctly. This situation is fundamentally about the world order. The very foundation of post-war alliances and the principle that borders are not changed by force now hangs in the balance. What you've just seen is a breakdown of a crisis with no easy exit. The path ahead is fraught with risk. If you want to stay informed as this historic story develops, make sure to like this video and subscribe to Winds of Thought. We cut through the noise to bring you clear analysis on the issues that shape our world.